Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a tarot reading for you around the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, the first of two eclipses, a solar eclipse following with the second new moon in Virgo, is a season, the month of September, that can resonate on up to 6 months on either side. So I have no doubt many of you, particularly with this full moon in Pisces, have been feeling this intensity of energy for some time. And some of you are likely to feel this through the end of the year. So the eclipse portal, as many of you are aware, is about an accelerated intensity of energies. And this is really almost a kind of pressure cooker for us to amplify our healing skills, which is a way in which we reflect upon our subconscious, our unconscious energies, including subconscious patterns, experiences, trauma, things that we keep hidden, things that make us uncomfortable, bring up uncomfortable feelings, and the greater connection to the collective unconscious, which is the experience that we share with all sentient beings. So this is an opportunity for you to evaluate your own moon. If you know your moon sign, or if you're moon in Pisces, this is going to be particularly relevant. But the moon sign in our natal chart gives us a clue as to the qualities, lessons, and characteristics we're bringing in from the past, including past lives. Your overall energy, Pisces, is the Six of Columns. Six of Columns is about victory. It's about the way you handle things on a regular, consistent basis, particularly when it comes to your social obligations and responsibilities. A way that you do your part so well that you receive the recognition from those in your environment that are inspired by, impressed by the way that you are moving the entire project, event, opportunity forward on behalf of the group, the collective. Underneath is the Four of Columns, which is highlighting an achievement. This achievement is something that you have pulled together, you have collectively built and constructed with others to celebrate this growth, to celebrate the way in which you are seeking expansion as individuals and as a community. So this can be a concrete community center, soup kitchen, garden, community garden, or a school, for instance, a program. But this is more than simply the establishment of a shared space of growth and expansion, but it is a celebration of that. The tremendous power, energy, belief, and faith that was required to construct such a place. I'm going to pull your Seed and Sickle Oracle card to get us started, and we have Mustard, number 29, which is reduces down to number 11, which is the Strength card. It can be the Justice, depending on the deck you use, but this is really indicating your personal fortitude, your personal ability to withstand and overcome any obstacles, no matter how large the challenge is or how many are formed against you. So this is probably not an unfamiliar feeling for some Pisces, but let's read the description here. The description: you've mastered the broad strokes. Now it's time to get really into the nitty-gritty of Mustard's tiny seeds. Stop looking at the bigger picture and focus on the minutia. Whether it's a problem, a project, or a situation, paying attention to the details will pay dividends. Their skill in being able to flesh out the intricacies of a situation And that is where you'll really flourish right now. I love this. How very interesting. And it's really throwing you back on the sun's power in Virgo. All about sorting, discrimination, decluttering, getting rid of what is not necessary. I'm going to read from the other guidebook. This particular deck has two guidebooks. The mustard seed is a symbol of unseen strength. In Germany, it is encouraged for a bride to sow the seeds into the skirts of her wedding dress so that she may maintain strength and power in her new household. Your thoughts and needs are being overlooked by others right now, but don't forget that you have the ultimate say in your own happiness. Drink from the cup of courage and cut out that which would take your happiness away from you. Look out for yourself first and foremost. I like this. So let's get started with the 10th house, your social identity, the way others see you, the 8 of Pentacles. This is you working very hard. And I probably comment on this too often, but Pisces are often undervalued, underestimated for the quality of hard work that they are capable of. You are exemplifying that in whatever public employment or professional role you inhabit. You are doing the work of not only improving your own skills, but of teaching others how to do the same. So there's a strong element here that your own personal development is matched by your social and public development of a project, of an effort, of an approach towards success. So I feel like this is an extension of something that you have built and are celebrating with others. Understanding it requires effort now, persistent and consistent effort. In the first house, the Fool card. I believe Aquarius had this card here. This is a beautiful opportunity for you to take a risk. And it's interesting that this card calls out that something you're usually comfortable in, a lack of definition, vagueness, being connected, knowing that you're making the connections that are necessary, is being countered by this need to get into the weeds, to understand the details, to flush out the nuts and bolts of something in a way that will increase its productivity and its opportunity or movement towards success. This is a risk, and it feels like leadership may be something on the horizon for you, something you would ordinarily, you are your own leader. Let me say that. I don't think that the Pisces I'm speaking to look to others for leadership, except in some obvious and clear examples of learning and developing. However, in your life, you consult yourself. You understand that you know what's right for you better than anyone else. And I do feel like your dedication, your work ethic, and your clarity about what is needed, what is right, is something that's being tapped by others, something you're being lifted up to consider. And this might possibly be putting you in charge or an authority in some new effort, one whose ultimate goal may not be clearly defined, but is open-ended based on your efforts, what you can learn and what you can do to promote this particular path or growth. In the fourth house, the High Priestess is in your house of foundations, your family, your domestic environment, your roots. The High Priestess is clearly your phenomenal intuition. This is the part of you that reflects not only on past life experiences or the experiences and skills you've learned from the past, but it's also the phenomenal, clear understanding of what connects you to everything else in your world, how you are a unifier, and that can be the foundation for which you are motivated to excel, to work hard, to align yourself in a way that is healthy and brings opportunities, brings empowerment to your project and those you are tuned with. So, this is about incredible attunement. You may even be working specifically to develop skills that heighten your intuition, that heighten your spiritual clarity. In the seventh house of significant others, the Eight of Wings. This is the Eight of Swords, and I kind of enjoy these knots, which are so beautiful and intricate. This looks like a close-up of some kind of weaving or jewelry, but this is part of what it is you are endeavoring to understand or sort out. It feels as though you may have inherited or are considering a very complicated organization or development of something that you have the unique ability to unknot, to clarify, to simplify, to release those things that aren't contributing to the efficiency of this thing, this organization, this project, and you actually see and have the patience to carefully unravel this. You understand this is going to take comprehensive, total concentration and focus. But in order for this relationship, this opportunity, this team to excel, it has to be cleaned up. It has to be simplified. There's a lot of energy going into all of these separate and autonomous knots that are not necessarily holding up or supporting anything else. Altogether, they do. But you are tasked at looking at these, the complication of something, the unnecessary labor, in order to help this to move slowly, to liberate this project so that the focus can be on the success in the improvements that you are making. A request is that if you are resonating with this reading, please like this video, share this with others if you feel inclined to do so, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the ways that you support my channel's growth. So thank you for that in advance. The Fool card in the first house is clarified by the Page of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. So it feels as though, I know there's a 4 underneath here, that foundation, stability, security is very important to the way in which you are making your skills available to others. You're looking at what matters most, what will provide the platform for you to build upon. And you're doing that with this incredibly open heart, this incredible authenticity about who you are, how you learn, how you grow, how you are productive, that helps you to align and inspire others to fall into alignment with your goals. Understanding your goals, understanding how they will benefit as individuals from the work that you are doing collectively. So it almost feels like this is an emphasis on the values, the principles of unity. The fourth house, the High Priestess, is clarified by the Devil and the Empress. Very incredible. So Pisces, I feel like you are mining and quite possibly are getting some ancestral support from your ancestors. You are being lifted up. You are being invited to the council. You are not just impacting generational healing and well-being, but you are becoming a part of your ancestors. You understand that you are impacting them. You are part of the overall healing. This can even be righting some historical or cultural wrong, but you are very aware of the forces that have blocked this in the past, and you are completely in your own power. You understand how these forces are balancing within your awareness so that you are moving things in the direction of empowerment for each individual away from the permanence or inflexibility of institutions or the status quo. You can see how this is played out over time, through times. Perhaps you are making connections to lifetimes in which a similar battle or you had a experience that bears upon this particular cultural moment for the world. And I feel that you are aware of this growth of the divine feminine and the way it's been oppressed in the culture generally. And that this is something that goes back throughout time. And yet you have selected a moment to be here when you can affect this emergence of the divine feminine. And this is not about gender. We all have these qualities within us. And so it is this embrace of our individual gifts, who we are authentically, that is part of this empowerment, part of the work that you are doing. In the seventh house, the Eight of Wings, the Eight of Swords is clarified by the King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. You have the confidence and the know-how to determine what goals are appropriate to the bringing this project to a success. You're very, very hyper-focused on the individual steps necessary, the small work, the bits of work, the details that others often overlook in moving in the direction of your desires. You are aligning the work that you're doing to unravel the complexity of a situation, of an organization, perhaps that has become bureaucratic, overly mired in paperwork, uh, uh, overly complicated. You are looking at ways to simplify all processes that allows you to focus on the individual parts that you determine are critical to this project's growth. So your confidence is clear, your determination is clear to others, and that is what magnetizes others to you. The Eight of Discs in the 10th house is clarified by the Star and the Knight of Swords. Lovely. This is absolutely beautiful. So your efforts, every step you take, every new idea you entertain, because you're very open to new. You welcome others to share their ideas. You lead with curiosity. You ask and then you listen. And this is part of what is crafting this vision as you move along. Remember, you're moving in a direction that has yet to be determined, yet to be clearly defined what the end goal is. And yet you're doing that by inviting the participation of all, by discussing, talking, having a dialogue, promoting a discourse around the possibilities of this vision, this higher North Star, this better world, this vision that you hold that will not only improve your life, the life of those you work with, but will be better for the planet. This is very exciting. This mandate that I'm feeling coming from so many of you is so critical to our ability to improve the world in a healthy way. And I'm going to finish this reading with a Yogic Path Oracle card. I pulled Rajas, and I'm going to look that up in the guidebook here. And so, Rajas is defined as dynamic movement, aggression, and energy. You're in a place of movement, making the most of each day. You are passionate and excited about the task at hand and are pushing the limits of what you believed possible for yourself. Rajas is needed to bring our desires into action, and you are deep in the development phase. You have already achieved many great accomplishments because of your determination, and more await you in the future. However, remember to balance action with rest. Otherwise, you will lose sight of your true goal in the pursuit of achieving more. If this content was enjoyable, there's more content here for you to check out. Thank you for your likes and subscribes, dear Pisces. Until next time, namaste.